Alright, we'll get started because we don't really need a countdown. What's up, Splashy? You like the music? Cool, brother. It is pretty chill. And, you know, I think that, you know, chill background music helps with the vibes. You know, it's all fun. It's all good stuff. Alright, what are we doing today? What do you guys want to do? Now, we're going to play with Pixinsight and, mainly this new tool. We have this new tool in Pixinsight for stretching, multi-scale, what is it? Evening Star Traveler, what's up? My camera is freezing and being buggy again. That's really lame. I thought maybe I kind of had that sorted last time. I guess not. I need a new camera solution. I'll have to look into that. I like the quality because this is, you know, it's a mirrorless because it's basically a DSLR, and so I like having the quality of that. Shallowed up the field and stuff, but the way it connects to the computer is not very good, and you can see it's choppy and yeah. Multi-scale adaptive stretch. There it is. I even made a shortcut for it on my. It's probably going to be part of my workflow in Pixinsight. I made a shortcut in my normal list of tools here, so we're going to work on that. Work with that a bit. So probably just process a couple of ASSTRO images, and mainly using this tool. And I want to revisit the Fish Head Nebula picture that I shot. If you're in the Discord, I shared that last night. Was it last night? 2 nights ago. I think it was last night. Yeah, last night. And I don't know. I wasn't super pleased with my result, and that's not necessarily a fault of this stretching tool, but maybe other things. So. Yeah, that's we're kind of learning together, right, Splashy? So let's see, we want that one. There we go. Interesting, you notice some artifacts. Yeah, so some people like, a lot of people like, I guess it became really popular, the GHS tool, the, what is that, generalized hyperbolic stretch or whatever tool. And I have that. I never liked it. Yeah, generalized hyperbolic stretch. I don't like this tool. To me, it's too complicated to use. You know, I watched a few tutorials, I tried some things, and to me, it's just too complicated to use. And I didn't really see getting any result better than using the histogram transformation tool and kind of just doing it myself there. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Pixinsight is, you know, the best of the best tools. I mean, where you're at right now, you know, starting out Splashy, honestly, might be better off learning something like Cyril or City Astro Suite, which are free tools, because Pixinsight is very expensive. So, but it's still definitely the best. It's kind of the standard tool, right? So I have my Fish Head Nebula, part of the Heart Nebula, Heart Nebula region. This is in SHO, and it's like 29 hours, tons of exposure time. Should be pretty good data. I think the biggest problem I have is gradients, and this is the O3 signal, and this has definitely some gradients in here. And the sulfur signal also gradients. The hydrogen signal looks really good. So, what's up, Dan? Welcome. With GIMP and Deep Sky Stacker will work for stacking, but GIMP, I mean for Astro image editing, you really want a tool made for editing astro photos. Pixinsight 550 with the 3X add-ons. Yeah, yep. So it's pricey, but I mean, it's certainly worth it. So I'm gonna actually start by rotating these images because I can't. It's weird. Like I can't work on these things when they're upside down. So, and I'm gonna name this one S2 because this is my sulfur 2 data. And I want to. First thing I do on when I'm working on these narrowband images is I blur exterminate and then star exterminate to subtract the stars, and then I have the stars from all 3 images that I'll use in SETI Astro's tool to make RGB stars, and I find that works really well. Save up for our Pixinsight license. Yeah, it is a perpetual license, so it's not a lame. It's not the lame software situation where it's subscription fees and stuff, right? And same thing with blur exterminator, star exterminator, and noise exterminator. So this is what I'm doing right now, is getting the stars out of here. So now I have my S2 stars, and I just minimize that, and we'll come back to that later. And then I undo those 2 steps, and then I'll come back to that. Rotate that. I use Star X for Star Exterminator for star removal. You can use, there's that free tool. What's it called? StarNet, I think. And I think in most cases it works just as good as Star Exterminator. The problem is there's like a weird dependency issue with NVIDIA GPU acceleration where StarNet doesn't work very well. Or it won't work with Blur Exterminator installed. So you install StarNet, and then it breaks Blur Exterminator, and it's weird to get it. It's weird to get it working again. But it's like a version thing. I don't know. It was weird. So I ended up just buying Star Exterminator. Just solved that problem by throwing money at it, which, you know, fortunately I was able to do that. StarNet sucks for your data. Well, that sucks. I haven't used it in a while. I think there's been some updates, so maybe it's better now. You have an AMD GPU. Well, that could be part of it, yeah. Ah. Yeah, I definitely like to keep everything in one app. I hate having to like export as like a TIFF and import it into one app and then import it and export another one. Like, I hate that. Everything in one Pixinsight, right? You know, if I can. The HA data looks really beautiful in this region, so I really like that. I think the biggest thing we're gonna kind of have to work on with this one is the gradient, the background gradient removal, and that's just been a real ongoing challenge with these narrowband images for me. It's really hard to tell what is gradient and what's signal, and in an RGB image, it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty easy, so you can tell kind of straight away if it's removing the right stuff, the gradient removal tools. But with these narrowband images, it's a bit tougher. This one, I'm pretty confident there's no gradients in here. Okay, so I got my 3 images, and I kind of just stack them up over there. The O3, this, I'm pretty sure we have some strong gradients. I mean, they're very bright up in this area. Hey, what's up, Maple Glades? Happy New Year. Currently 3D printing a camera adapter. I didn't, I thought you had one of those, Splashy. You already printed one. How's it going, Maple Glades? Welcome. We're doing some astrophotography processing. I'll give you, let me bring up the finished result, but we're gonna make it look. This is sort of the finished result, but this is a previous attempt at processing it, and there's some issues, and I want to try to address those issues. Mainly, we have pretty strong orange gradient over here, and yeah, so we're gonna work on that. Cool, man. I'm glad to have you drop by. Yeah, I have not streamed much, and I'm trying to get holidays. Had a little bit of time off. I'll try to get more into the groove. Seems like my camera's working okay now. Maybe it sort of unfucked itself. So this is kind of where we're going, and so yeah, the camera thing. I don't want to spend a lot of money on a camera that I use just for streaming, but like, I want a good quality camera, and I have another webcam. I have this camera, but this camera kind of sucks. It's like it's like a wide angle camera. It's upside down. So it's not gonna focus. So see, both my cameras suck. You know, I don't know. So I got this camera on top of the monitor, like pointing at the desk. This one I've been using to like show, like stuff, like parts I'm working on or something. So, like I guess this camera's okay for that. Like as a B camera, right? But like my main face camera, I mean, you guys need to see. I don't know. Everything's always a work in progress, right? Okay. So, I mean, there's pretty obviously those blue gradients, but we have this orange. So one way we can kind of maybe identify that is like what color combination gives orange? That's a good ChatGPT question. What combination of RGB gives orange? Red and blue, or red and green. Mostly red. Okay, so red and green. So I know which filters are going to which channel. So red is the oh yeah, I use ChatGPT all the time. The thing is, you have to know what the right questions to ask. You don't ask ChatGPT, why do I have gradients in my image? You ask ChatGPT, what combination of colors gives orange, and then I can deduce. So red and green give orange, so that means this gradient is going to be coming from the red is the sulfur and the green is the hydrogen. So I have most of this gradient is coming from the sulfur. Most of it's from the sulfur. So yeah, okay, so I'm gonna leave the oxygen alone and take a look at the sulfur. And okay, this actually kind of makes sense, because this is pretty bright over here and dark over here on the left. So I do see like a left to right gradient. There you go. Any advice for PETG not sticking? Yeah, that's weird, dude. Dan, you've had something weird going on with your build plate, because PETG should stick really good to a textured PEI build plate. PETG sticks too good to smooth PEI, and you'll ruin it when you pull the part off. It'll pull the PEI off. It'll stick too good. But that was the problem you had with ASA on the textured build plate. So I don't, your build plate might be dirty. You might need to clean it. Oh, there you go. So you had like that ASA sticking. So you may have some like little ASA bits, like a film layer of ASA on your textured PEI sheet. So you need to clean that sheet. Give that a good cleaning. A lot of people say soap and water, you know, I don't know, maybe alcohol, maybe acetone. Acetone dissolves ABS and ASA, so you have acetone. Give it a good acetone scrubbing, and then clean it with like, soap and water, dish soap. So, yeah. So let's take a look at removing this gradient. Oh, another thing to look at. Yeah, if you have acetone, I think acetone will. If you use acetone, use alcohol afterwards, because what will happen is the acetone will with some materials, the acetone will eat or etch some of the material, and so you'll be left with a little bit of slightly dissolved material, like a residue. So then you use alcohol to wipe that off, right? So acetone and then alcohol. Okay, so another thing, trying to identify gradients, is get like a wider field view of the image to know like what the region should look like. And I do have that. I have some wider field images that I shot, and yeah, so I know I don't know how well processed these are, because I processed these, but so you can see we got like a lot of residual signal and glow on this side, but not down here, right? It's dark. Yeah, all my processing on these pretty much agrees. Yeah, so this should not be there. This should definitely not be there. So okay, that was a long-winded way of going. Now let's subtract gradients. So I like to use on these grayscale images, I think the best tool is City Astro's automatic DBE. And I apologize, these are so small on the screen. Hey, what's up, Ninja Gloppy? And so we'll run this. The best gradients are no gradients. If you can image without gradients is ideal, because any background subtraction, it can be tricky to not also subtract signal. And so we do have this mostly left to right gradient removed here. And Happy New Year, Ninja Gloppy. Welcome. So yeah, dark over there on the right. V2 of Graxpert background. Interesting. Do I not have? So I have Graxpert, and I've found Graxpert to do. Yeah, I've got V1.5. Oh no, wait. I'm sorry. I do have Graxpert version 2. I've found Graxpert to work really good on RGB images, but not so much on. We can try it. Let's try it. Let's try, and we'll compare the two backgrounds that it removed. Ah, interesting. So this is kind of the way I do background removal. I just use the default settings on the different tools and like just go with that. So Graxpert removed a pretty linearly steady left to right gradient. A lot smoother than what City Astro's tool did. So I think I'm inclined to use the Graxpert version. Yeah, I think we'll try that, because I want like a really simple gradient removal. I don't want too much signal. That's the before and after. Yeah, really simple. Okay. So apparently some of the gradient was coming from the HA signal, but I don't want to remove any. Doesn't seem like there's gradient in here to me, so I'm not gonna remove that. Next step, channel combo, and we'll go S, H, and O. Then we STF it. And that's what we got. I think that's probably pretty good. There's still a little bit of gradient because I can see like some purple down here, and that's okay. I can deal with that. That's probably what I want. With background subtraction, like definitely less is more. Because you don't want to subtract signal. You know, you don't want to subtract nebulosity, right? Next step, I use the auto linear fit tool because I hate doing the linear fit manually. Each one individually is a pain in the butt, so this tool does it automatically. And I think it basically does the same thing, or the end result is the same. So this will rebalance the colors. Takes a second. And now we can do a linked auto stretch. And now we have the colors. Yeah, I think I'm liking this. You should see very magenta-y stars at this stage. That's normal. I'm going to subtract them and I'm going to throw them away and I'm going to make RGB stars later. What's up, Thigh Vandy? The Vandy? Thigh Vandy? Have you had something you wanted to photograph and realize it's 6 months away? Yes. I think more oftentimes it's something that I want an image and, well, kind of not really. Kind of what I do is I look at like what objects are available in the sky at a particular night or time of year, and I go for those. And, yeah, there's plenty of things where I know that's like, I mean, things that are 6 months away now are like Milky Way core objects. So, objects like the Eagle Nebula, you know. So that's this is a summer fall time object. So, yeah. Do you know if I should do the Orion Nebula? You should definitely shoot the Orion Nebula Splash. Yeah, I've told you that many times. Your Orion Nebula is very bright and very large. So that's a relatively easy target, and you know, doing something new, start with something that's going to give you kind of the best chances of having good success, right? The name of the tool you use for color calibration, I use auto linear fit, which is part of the toolbox scripts. Let me see if we can find that. Yeah, it's just called Pixinsight Toolbox from iDevice Apps. But there's a bunch of stuff. Yeah, you probably have it because this has a bunch of very useful scripts. So this is definitely one to install. Yeah. I did not post that yet, Dan Astro. That's gonna end up being kind of a whole thing. Okay, so next thing is background neutralization. There's an auto linear fit script that comes built in with Pixinsight. Okay, so for auto linear fit, I want to find something that I know is background, which I'm pretty sure up here it's kind of a bit purpley. So background neutralization. Interesting. What's it called? And now the image kind of looks overwhelmingly green orange, but I think that's okay. It's called auto linear fit. Interesting. He's thinking of SPCC? Huh. Oh, maybe. Yeah, as far as I know, auto linear fit is just the, is this script. Oh, it's a process? Huh, interesting. Yeah, I don't see any process called auto linear fit. Yeah, I think I'm thinking of the same thing. So I'm actually gonna just try SCNR real quick to remove and the green, just to kind of get a look. And still maybe a bit of orange on here. And it doesn't quite look backgroundy color. So I'm gonna save this. And I'm gonna start over. And I'm gonna try gradient removal on the, I'll do Graxpert on the HA image. Really? Yeah, I mean, the only thing I have is auto linear fit, which is that script that I just used. Okay, that's the Graxperted HA image. We'll give it a try. So I'll just do another channel combo. S, H, and O. I don't think anything looks really bad. I'll do the auto linear fit script. And linked auto stretch. I'm going to compare it to this one. I'm going to go back. Doesn't look a whole lot different. Is there a process that allows you to use something like the sliders to adjust the channel levers, colors? I like curves, but you do that on a non-linear, in the non-linear state. Yeah, it's getting the color channels balanced is like the hardest part for me, for sure. So it's all kind of just like, I've used these tools and it like kind of works, or works most of the time, sort of. You know, maybe I don't want to do background neutralization on the purple there. Assisted color calibration. There may be some pixel math involved. A very overall green again too. Yeah, okay, I think I don't want to do background neutralization there. I think I want to do, yeah, I think I'm over background neutralizing by selecting that purple area. So I'll go up here. Or maybe, actually, based on my other wider field images, this area down here, this should really be like the background. So okay. Yeah, so let's try that on this one. I think I overly did it. I can get rid of that purple later. But this down here, this should be background. Okay. Oops. Get rid of the preview. Okay, now in this case, I'm happier with this. I'm going to not use this image. I'm going to use the first one I had, because the second one, I did a background extraction on the HA, and less background extraction is better, pretty much always, right? So. Okay, yeah, right on, Splashy. Okay, so basically colors are calibrated, and now I go through blur exterminator, star exterminator, noise exterminator to make it look sharp, get rid of the stars. Okay, blur exterminated looks sharp. Then I do star exterminator to remove the stars. You can share that picture you got, Splashy, if you want. We can help identify if you got anything in there. Okay, now these stars, I just close these. I don't want them. I'm gonna make RGB stars later. So then we run noise exterminator. Oh, that's a bummer. Okay, and then I run a little bit more blur exterminator to sharpen some of the details a bit. Yeah, right on. Hopefully you get some clear weather. Man, we have just got like, it rained yesterday, rained today, and then like, it's actually like really clear tonight or earlier, like this evening. And I was gonna get a telescope out, but we're gonna have more clouds coming in. Then it's gonna rain on Saturday and Sunday again. We're just getting tons of rain. So, no, I did not capture RGB stars. What I did was I subtracted the stars from the narrowband images, and then I used ASSTRO's script. ASSTRO's NB narrowband to RGB star combination tool. This works great. So I select my HA stars, my O3 stars, and my S2 stars. Apply star stretch, and on this one I think somewhere around 4.4, and color boost like 1.5. And this does color balancing, and now I have RGB stars. I have shot RGB stars on other projects. It's not too difficult to do. A little bit more processing work. Doesn't take much time, like an hour is plenty of time. And depending on the object, maybe it's worthwhile. Most of the time, this tool does a pretty good job. Okay, so I really like what I'm seeing here. Now it's time to try this new stretching tool. Multi-scale adaptive stretch. Jorgensen, what's up, brother? Thank you for the resub. 12 months. Welcome. Didn't you just resub like last, or did you resub? Yeah, over Christmas. Over Christmas, you just resubbed. You just resubbed again. You subbed on top of your sub. That's awesome. Thanks. Cheers. Happy New Year. It's just water, but... Okay. Multi-scale adaptive stretch. Okay, you're just listening to Twitch. Okay, well, I like that. What's your logo there? What's your icon? Jorgensen Racing? It's like it's like not enough pixels for me to see. Okay, multi-scale adaptive stretch. Doing a thing this year? Doing some racing? So that's pretty cool. Like, these are the default settings, and it actually looks pretty darn neat. Oh, you're gonna stream iRacing? Okay, yeah. Right on. Guys, make sure you go follow Jorgensen. Slash. Why does this thing not? In the year 2026, can we get like an easier like shout out tool? Am I following Jorgensen? Oh my god, I'm not. Okay, I am now. Yeah, doesn't iRacing have like all the different kinds of racing? Like it has like stock car and like, but like also like all kinds of different car racing. Hey, what's up? Happy New Year. Cognition Design. Right on, brother. Happy New Year. How are you? Welcome. I don't think I recognize your name over on YouTube, but welcome. Yeah, you got the PEG to stick down. That's good. Yeah, Formula Dirt. Yeah, all kinds of different stuff. Yeah. The sim the pros use. Okay, yeah, right on. Must be pretty realistic. You got like a whole sim rig? How rigged is your sim rig? I've seen some pretty elaborate rigs. We can 3D print some stuff if you want to make a really badass rig. Okay, so this is the just the default settings for multi-scale adaptive stretch, and like, I mean, that's pretty good right there. I think I want the background to be, so a lot of the details to be brighter, so you can increase the target background slider. I'll go to 0.2. It's at 0.15. And yeah, okay, it's brighter. So you kind of lose some contrast, but I can do that with curves later. I kind of think like that's pretty good right there. You've got quad 32-inch 4K monitors to set up tomorrow. Oh, dude, that's gonna be sick. Quad 32-inch. Yes, you do that. You do that. So what are you gonna do with quad? Are you gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4 monitors like that? You're getting the haptics? I'm definitely coming over. 3 across, 1 above. Oh, is the 1 above to give you... Oh, if you said you're gonna be streaming, so the 1 above, you put all your streaming stuff up there, right? I bet that's what you do. Yeah. What galaxy is this? This is in our galaxy. This object is in our galaxy. So this is in the Milky Way galaxy. This is a nebula, a star-forming region, generally referred to as the Fishhead Nebula, and it's actually a portion of a much larger nebula called the Heart Nebula. I can show you the wider field. This is like the tip of the heart, like the pointy end of the heart. Heart Nebula. So I have these are the two objects in this region, the Heart and the Soul Nebula. So this down here is the Heart Nebula, and this is a wider field image, and the image I'm processing right now is zooming in way down here. Just rotated 90 degrees, but so, and in different colors. Cool, right on. Yeah, be sure to let us know on the Discord when you start streaming, and we'll tune in. Sounds pretty fun. Okay, so yeah, really simple stretch, and now we're gonna play with some colors. First thing I'm gonna do is get rid of this purple, and so that's probably mostly due to gradient in the O3. In the O3. How much data here? I think this is 29 hours. Sorry, 32 hours. 32 hours. Yeah, that's a lot. But it's not with my new narrowband filters, my new 3 nanometer filters. The 3 nanometer filters will have way less gradient. So, okay, to get rid of the purple, there's a trick. You can use SCNR, which is normally used for removing green. So what you do is you do Control I to invert the colors, and then now there's green, because inverted purple is green. So I don't want to completely remove it all. I want to remove like 76% of it, and then invert the colors again. Now the purple's gone. So you do kind of delete some signal when you do that, but it's kind of background-ish. I think that's fine. Happy with that. 3 nanometer jealous, yeah. I knew the filters that shipped with the QHY Minicam 8. I knew those were kind of a limitation when I bought it, because I think there's 7 nanometer filters, and you know, when you live in light pollution hell, you need all the help you can get. And they announced, they like teased 3 nanometer filters in like October or November, and then they went for pre-order like at the end of November, and I was just like, bye. I think I got up in the morning and was like getting ready to go to work, and I'm like, bye right now, like don't even think about it, pre-order. So, but I've only been able to get a couple of image sessions with them. But I think they're totally worth it. Completely and entirely different and better than 7 nanometer. I bet. I definitely noticed. I think the biggest limitation for me was O3 signal. We're just like, it's just not coming through. But what I also noticed, and this totally makes sense, is like a side effect is way less sky gradient, right? Because you're blocking out the light pollution, so you get less gradients. And so, like in this image where I'm having trouble removing gradients, that's less of an issue. I'll give you an example. Slightly derailed here. So one of the objects I shot with the 3 nanometer filters was Thor's helmet. Very cool object. And so check out the O3 signal in here in Thor's helmet. So this is the stack. I can't remember how much exposure time on the O3, but there's a bit of a gradient, but like very minimal. And this object is low in the sky, so this is shooting, you know, into the light dome for sure. I mean, it's all light dome when you know, but yeah, very impressive performance. You can see it's got, I mean, you can clearly see the difference in signal. You know, out here was sort of this area, right? So, yeah. HA continuum with R. I don't know what that means. Yeah, so I'm excited for the 3 nanometer filters. Let's get back to this here. Oh, yeah. The monochrome guide camera, brilliant. Huge upgrade. I also added, I changed to an off-axis guider, and I upgraded the guide camera at the same time. So I had a mono guide camera when I was using the guide scope. I'm now using an off-axis guider with an even better mono guide camera, and the guiding performance has improved quite a bit. Yeah, much better. So I'm shooting 5-minute exposures now, and as long as it's a decent night, then I'm not really throwing any away. They're like very consistent. So been very pleased. I'm guiding at like in the like 0.45 to 0.6 region of RMS error. I've seen it as low as I think 0.36 for a brief period of time. Yeah. So yeah, for the the mount that I built is performing like that. I think that's as good as pretty much any of the Strainwave gear mount drives are working. Yeah. So yeah, your mount definitely needs some tuning. You could get your mount working better for sure. You had a lot of backlash issues. That was probably the biggest thing. But all right, back to this. So now is, let's see. Let's take a look at, I'm going to do my normal trick with range selection and local histogram equalization to enhance some details, or sort of make some details pop a bit. Polar alignment is super important. Yep. So little bit of local histogram. Look like I can kind of get away with a lot of it on this one. Yeah, really kind of makes this whole area just kind of look more, have more depth. So I definitely still have some like glow in the background there that I could probably remove, with some more gradient removal tools, but I think I'm better off just using curves adjustments. You love the color palette? Cool. Well, I'm going to remove kind of most of that green. Not quite all of it. If I just if I do 100% SCNR right now, you'll see we remove all the green, which I don't want to do. But I do that periodically to kind of get a preview of kind of what the blue's looking like in there. Like, I do want some green in there, right? But not, you don't want the green to dominate the image, so. Okay, so let's go to curves. And now I just kind of sort of play around with curves. Yeah. So first thing I want to do is add contrast by really gonna get kind of aggressive with darkening the dark areas. It is indeed. Yeah. Let's see. Kind of this sort of glowy blue area up here is, yeah, we'll just kind of keep working at it. Don't want to crush the dark areas too much, but definitely want that to darken up. It seems like I'm getting... Sometimes what I'll do too is I'll bring in a reference image, and by reference image in this case, this is, you know, a previous attempt at editing it, right? Oh yeah, you're running out of time. Yeah, the next couple of months is really kind of it for the Orion Nebula, but it's definitely one of the most spectacular ones. It's bright enough you can image it from the light pollution areas, but I mean, of course, it's better from the dark skies, right? There's a lot of dust. Here, take a look at Orion. So this is Orion I shot from dark skies, and so there's a lot of this like brown. There's a lot of this like brown dust in here, and getting detail in that is gonna not happen. All this kind of brown in here, you're not gonna get that from the light pollution. You'll get these beautiful blues and reds, you know, but not this brown dust surrounding it. So, yeah, hopefully we can get out in a couple weeks, right? You know, hopefully this rain that we're getting, right, is like it'll work out where we'll have, you know, and then so hopefully we'll get, you know, the rain will sort itself out, and then in 2 weeks we'll back to our cycle of warm weather, right? So okay, I think I'm not liking this, because this, I get a strong blue glow up here, and I think I need to do some background subtraction on the oxygen. In this process, I was able to get rid of that. So here, you know, as I darken the background, this stays, yeah, unfortunately. And you can see that if you use the narrowband normalization tool. Sometimes I'll use this just sort of for previewing images, but not actually. If I increase the O3 boost, see, I just get like a ton of blue gradient in here. So yeah, I think I'm kind of back to the drawing board. Which, I mean, I did know, right? There's a big gradient in here. Yeah, so I need to shoot this with my new filters. Well, let's try Graxpert. I mean, we did Graxpert on the other ones. So scripts, toolbox, Graxpert, subtraction. Big, super bright area pulled out of there. Okay. The new tool is called Multi-Scale Adaptive Stretch. It's a new tool for doing your non-linear to linear stretching. And it's really easy to use, which I like. I like tools that are kind of click it and forget it, kind of easy to use tools. So you're gonna see that here in a minute, because I'm starting over now. So let's do auto linear fit. Yeah, I don't like the tools that require a lot of painstaking, you know, like if a tool has like more than one or two, more than like two sliders, then, well, I guess that's not true. I don't know. There's a few different tools for doing that stretching, the nonlinear stretching, and some of them I don't really like. Okay, let's background neutralize. Yeah, that's kind of it, Ninja Gloppy. Or if it's like a 30-minute YouTube tutorial. Some people dig that, and that's like that's where they kind of get their kicks, is they love it, fine tuning and adjusting sliders, and you know, that's great. I mean, you know, enjoy the thing the way you want to enjoy it, and that's cool. And but I like yeah, I like kind of more quick and straightforward, kind of just. Yeah. Star Traveler likes GHS. Yeah, I was complaining about the generalized hyperbolic stretch tool. I've tried it a few times. You know, I've watched a couple tutorials. That's one that's like, there's a 45-minute tutorial. And it's just like, what? Like, really? Like, I have to do that and then that? And like, it's just kind of, I don't know. I never thought that I got anything better out of that than just using the histogram transformation tool. I think this is looking better. But now I have to redo all my steps. I think what would really, I've mentioned this before, but I think what really would revolutionize astro imaging processing would be non-destructive processing. And this is the new tool. Now we're using the multi-scale adaptive stretch tool. So this tool is very easy to use. I'll bring the background up, and then I think that was all I needed on this. Still got some magenta in there, that's okay. Now I'll do that trick where I invert the image, and then I'll run SCNR about 0.75, and then re-invert it to get rid of the magenta. Now up here, instead of blue, I see just like orange. So this looks like H alpha signal. Yeah, look at how much different the signal is here. Over here, it looks like I've got H alpha with then like blue on top of it. And then, yeah. So this, I think, is more accurate. And that's reflected in my sort of wider field images. If you look at the wider images here, this area over here is strong in the H alpha. So now I think, yeah, okay, I'm just gonna close that one. And oh man, a big fail, huh? That sucks. I never liked PETG. I very much dislike printing PETG. I don't print PETG anymore. I've gone back and tried it a few times. I don't like it. For various reasons. I don't think it's a very good material. Okay, much more pleased with background and colors on here. Let's go back to range selection, make a mask, and we're gonna do local histogram equalization. You print a lot of PETG, okay. Yeah, some people like, 3D printing is weird like that. Some people have, you know, really good experiences with some materials and others not. Textured PEI plates. Smooth PEI, the PETG sticks too good to it and you'll ruin the PEI. Ask me how I know. Yeah, something's weird with your setup, Dan. I don't know what the deal with that is. It should stick like crazy on that. Okay, looking much better now. And now I have my stars, so I can kind of start to play with what it's going to look like by dropping the stars back in. Yeah, you probably, you probably don't want the exhaust chamber fan on. I don't know how they control that. That should be able to control that in the slicer. Yeah, definitely should be able to keep the exhaust off. Yeah, I think, yeah, with PETG you want, you know, it's not quite as sensitive to cooling as PLA. PLA, you want lots of airflow. And I think PETG, you know, I don't know. Just don't print PETG. That's what I would say. Just the material sucks. It's not even good. It's not strong or stiff. The only advantage PETG has is a bit better thermal properties than PLA. That's it. And cheap and inexpensive like PLA. That's it. It's gooey and stringy, so it's really difficult to have, you know, to control the print quality on it. I mean, you got 3 kilograms. I mean, yeah, you want to make use of it, but it's like I got 400 kilograms of free garbage. You know what I mean? Like, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Like, get rid. You know what I mean? I mean, that sucks to like not make use of it, especially if you pay money for it, right? But like, it's kind of like a sunk cost fallacy to think you have to use it because that's what you have. But there's plenty of other materials that are the same way, Jorgensen, that are way better structurally, that print way better. There's like, yeah. So is ASA, so is polycarbonate, so is PET, so is PPA. There's like, yeah. There's like no advantages to PETG that other materials don't do better, except for maybe being cheap. So it has better layer adhesion than ABS and ASA. You can get around that with part design. Anyways, back to the Astro. I'm happy with this way this image is looking. I'm gonna SCNR preview. Yes, and apologies you can't see the whole screen. What function was it you used? Inverted the color and subtracted. It's just Control I, which I think is probably a yeah. If you go image, invert. So Control I inverts the colors. Yeah, you can't see the whole screen, but also because it's a 4K monitor, that, you know, it's all getting shrunk down into the window. You know, you can't see the text and stuff, and and the way Pixinsight works, it's hard to like scale things down so that it, you know, it could fit. So sorry about that. So if you guys have questions like Star Traveler, feel free to ask and I will answer. Or I can show like a zoomed section anyways, now it's time to start working on the colors. After you Control I, then you SCNR. Let me see if I can. I'll just show my history. So this was after I stretched it. Then you do Control I to invert the colors, right? Then you run SCNR. SCNR removes green, and the inverse of green, or sorry, the inverse of purple is green. If you look at a color wheel, they're opposite colors. So when you invert the colors, the purple turns into green. You can kind of see some greenish up here. So then you run SCNR. So invert the colors, then run SCNR. The green goes away. Then invert it again to get back to where you were. And now the purple is gone. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. Why is it capped at 720p? I think I'm pretty sure I'm streaming in 1080. Yeah, having higher resolution would help. It may be my tools on YouTube streams it at 1080. It must be my Twitch settings. I don't know if that's something I can change. I'll have to look into that. Yeah, 720, yeah. Yeah, YouTube looks like it's running at 1080. 1080 60 also. Yeah. Yeah. I know Twitch can. Yeah, look at that. 720p 60. I'll look into it. Somebody remind me. Got a stream to kick? Yeah, maybe. Okay, where am I at now? I'm losing track. Curves. Much better on YouTube. Cool. Right on. Okay, more contrast. So I usually do this contrasting curves in a couple of steps. And I kind of want to hold the midtones, definitely the highlights in the midtones, and even most of the darks, and just get the darkest of darks. And I mean, you don't want to crush it, but yeah. Ah, right on. Everyone's defecting over to YouTube for the resolution. Okay, that's good for now. And periodically I'll keep dropping the stars back in the image, because then you can kind of, you know, see how bright the stars look relative to the background. And yeah, this is starting to get there. Okay, so now I start getting tricky with SCNR. Actually, before I do SCNR, I do like to bring up the narrowband normalization tool. I usually don't actually use this, but sometimes I'll use it to kind of preview. And yeah, it starts to do weird things, so then I'm just like, okay, we're not doing that. Okay, SCNR, I don't want to remove all the greens, so I'll start with like 65%. Let's see, is that kind of the palette I want? Yeah, maybe. I have this reference image. And, yeah, that's probably pretty good. I like these colors. Those colors are okay. It's still not... yeah, I really should revisit this with my 3 nanometer filters if we ever get clear skies again. Let's do that for now. And then I will... I'm going to boost the blue channel, but not in the dark regions. If anything, I want to maybe kind of do like an inverted S. I want less blue in the background and more in the brighter areas. Yeah, okay. Getting the background to be more blacker. You've never been a fan of Twitch? Interesting. Twitch is, I find Twitch to be great for streaming. Well, I mean, I guess we found a drawback. For some reason, I'm getting 720p instead of 1080, so... Dude, my cat. Mr. Cat wanted to make an appearance. Can you buy me a new cam for live streaming? You can buy me whatever you want. Yeah, that would be a very generous Christmas present. Yeah, YouTube has a big delay. That doesn't seem to be and I'm pretty sure that's just the way YouTube's live streaming works. It's definitely not just me. So Twitch is better for the chat interaction, right? So yeah, the camera, it's definitely not your end. That's this camera. That's the software thing. It's because I'm using my DSLR as a webcam, and that it uses some weird like third-party software written by some Russian guy like 10 years ago, and the camera connects to my computer via Wi-Fi. And then it's showing the live preview of the screen, and okay, dude, yeah. I've been kind of looking at it, and it's tricky because it's tricky to shop for because like I want a camera that has nice like low light quality and good quality camera, but not cost a lot of money. And I have this other camera. I was mentioning that earlier. I guess you can get, this camera. And this is a webcam. And, but this camera has like terrible dynamic range. And it's like a really wide angle, which I don't really like. And I don't know, it's not a very good camera. So like, this camera has trouble with autofocus sometimes. And so, yeah, it's tricky. Oh, can you actually see the buttons? Okay. Yeah, I gotta look into why Twitch is not... I thought for a while... Twitch was... You were limited to like 720p unless you were a Twitch partner. But then, I don't know, then they started streaming like... higher resolutions. I don't know if anybody knows. It may also be because I'm dual streaming. So this stream actually goes through restream.io, and so that kind of makes things a little bit weird. Yeah. Doesn't seem to be any setting. Stream manager settings. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be any like setting for unless it's a restream setting. I don't know. Yeah, I think so. I think they started doing 2K streaming like for non-partners, because they sent me like an email about that, like you can do 2K streaming now or something like that, and I was just like, whatever, I don't care. So, Streamlabs, yeah. Yeah, I don't think I can look real. I mean, I'm not gonna change settings now and then. But I'm just, you got me thinking about it and yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Well, OBS sends to Restream, and then Restream sends it to YouTube and to Twitch. And OBS is definitely doing 1080 because YouTube is getting 1080. So it's definitely like a Twitch side thing. Yeah. That's my cat. She just wants to sit on my lap. Yeah, you want to sit there? That's a good cat. Are other Twitch streams showing up in 1080? Let's check. Okay, so Cyan streams. This dude is for sure like a Twitch partner or whatever, right? Okay, so he's this is in 1440. Yeah, so he's got 2K. Let me see. Let's check some other dudes out. This guy's also, he's got 10, but he's a partner. Need to find some people that are like not partners. If we browse the science and technology, we'll definitely find some. Hey, look, there's me. Okay, this guy. I don't know what's going on here, but this is 720p. Yeah. 1080p should be available to most. This one's got 1080p, yeah. How to get 1080p on my Twitch stream? The cat's name is Mr. Cat. This is Mr. Cat. Hello, Mr. Cat. Her name is Mr. Cat. Hey, what's up? Any new telescope videos coming up? Maybe. Misadventures in Astro says, psst, 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 Mr. Cat. Yes, yes. Psst, psst, psst. I've been working on some telescope parts. Max video bit rate 6,000 kilobits per second. What's my OBS set to? Best name, yes. Yep, her name is Mr. Cat. Oh, interesting. My bitrate is set high. I wonder if it's set too high. My streaming bitrate is set to 10,000. So yeah, I have been working on telescope parts. I've been working on the 114, the smaller one, and I have some updates to the 150 also. So I don't know when and if I'll get videos for that out, but yeah, check us out check the Discord. There's a pinned comment at the top. If you're not in the Discord, pop in there. I'm sharing all the new files, you know, when I get them made. I'm sharing the new files in there, so you can get that before I can get, because it takes me so long to get videos done. It's crazy. What? Well, what is it, Mr. Cat? Yes. Okay, let's put some saturation into here. Start kind of bumping the saturation up. Cool, man. Mr. Cat just needs scratches right now. Jeez. Yes, okay. Okay, yes. Oh man, it's gonna be a cat hair catastrophe in here. Okay, take a look at my reference image. Looks like I got a lot more of the blue in there. That's weird, but much more background detail in here. Like it's just completely lost. And you know, versus in this one. Whoops. So I think I'd kind of just want like a little bit more contrast. Your cats are needy right now? Ah. Okay, bit more contrast. That's kind of getting there, I think. Yeah, it's definitely, this is definitely better. And I seem to be just kind of not quite getting the blue quite the same in here. What is this place by? This is our normal Bon Voyage. We'll paste that link to Music Cred Bon Voyage. What's up, Shoe Bear? Yeah. Yeah, it's actually I mean, it's good, but it's not. This is some tricky data, and this is like the 6th time I've processed it, and I think just now I'm starting to get into where I'm still not quite happy. I definitely think I need to get a lot more O3 in there, which is typical for, I think, these narrowband images. So. Did I initially start this YouTube channel for astronomy and telescope builds? No. My YouTube channel has been around. I think they just sent me like your year in review thing, and it showed like this YouTube channel is like 17 years old or something like that. I started this YouTube channel. I don't know if my oldest video is on here. I mean, some of them, you know, I might have deleted some of them. 18 years ago. Yeah, I guess 18 years ago, we can watch this. I was working at the college I was going to as a computer tech doing the IT desktop support stuff. And so we got calls and hang glider stuff. So that was really mainly what it was for. But the first video I ever posted was so this was like an actual support call, like a message somebody left.
1:07 p.m. on March 28th. My name is Paul Vasquez. If you could please call me at the area code 32.
Oh, let me get that volume up a little bit better. Like what?
1:07 p.m. on March 28th. My name is Paul Vasquez. If you could please call me at the area code 323 1210. So I can tell you some special, some person, a scientist, computerized my brain into a program and send it out on a robotic signal. And I have communication with some lasers, listening lasers in my ears. If you call me back, please. Thank you. The message will be saved.
that was a real call we got. What? I don't think we called him back, unfortunately.
1:07 p.m. on March 28th. My name is Paul Vasquez. If you could please call me at the area code 323 1210, so I can tell you some special, some person, a scientist, computerized my brain into a program and send it out on a robotic signal. And I have communication with some lasers, listening lasers in my ears. If you call me back, please. Thank you. The message will be saved.
Pretty sure that guy's a regular contributor on Joe Rogan podcast now. So, anyways, yeah, that was 18 years ago. And then I started, that was when I started, that was like, the golden age of YouTube, right? And that was when I started hang gliding. And, yeah, these are hang gliding videos. This was training on the training hill. And it's like, man, that was a long time ago. Ooh, not very good technique. Wow, look at that image quality. It worked out. Was hang gliding harder than you thought it would be? No, I don't think so. Yeah, so my YouTube channel has always been just kind of like a repository for my hobbies, and my hobbies tend to shift. So it was hang gliding, for several years. Then we've got a little bit of cycling and more hang gliding and filmmaking and hang gliding filmmaking. Then astrophotography. Hey, thank you, John Klopp, for the 6-month sub. Welcome, brother. Thank you. And yeah, it is a blast. Yeah, I haven't. I've basically been retired from hang gliding. For a while, for several years now, since 2019. I think that was the last time that I flew a hang glider. I would maybe do it again. It's complicated. Unfortunately, it's so weird that it's complicated. The activity itself can be totally a blast. It is. It's the most amazing thing I've ever done in my life. This is my buddy Dan Tuckweiler. Flying the local mountains. We went all over the country, flying the mountains and coastlines and Yeah, so oh, this is Dan's music also. Pretty hazy day that day. That's a cat. Oh, you're about to see in just a second. You unzip it and your legs come out. A very nice landing from Dan. Magister X was on the national. Oh, interesting. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, you're Dan. Yeah, Dan. That's Dan Tuckweiler. There's a lot of Dans in my life. Dan, holy shit, because that's Dan Tuckweiler. Then one of our friends, our telescope Dan, is Dan Watt. Then I work with a Dan, and now we have Dan Hidden. So, and Splashy's back. What's up, Splashy? So anyways, we were talking about my history on YouTube, and so it was hang gliding videos for a long time. And then I got into astrophotography. This was 9 years ago. This was like my second ever astrophotography rig.
Dave Aldrich here. Some people have asked me about my astrophotography gear, my setup.
I don't have that rig anymore, but I do have that jacket.
Showing you guys what it's all about.
I have that bag too. This was the days of DSLR astrophotography, and it hooked up to everything on the laptop. So I'm like hunched over the laptop in the freezing cold at night. Yeah, it was a C-Gem. Yeah, yep.
So I'll just walk you through the components. The main system is the equatorial mount. And this is what holds the camera and or the telescope, if you got a telescope. And this is what moves to an object and then moves the camera to keep the object in the frame. I can kind of unlock the...
Yeah, you guys know what that is. Yeah, YouTube has been pushing the telescope. Yeah, that's kind of... yeah, because my channel has... I keep like changing the things. It's really bad for the algorithm, right? So... Like, yeah, it really, yeah. So some of my stuff just doesn't land, you know, that's kind of the way it is. I'm not trying to make a living on YouTube. I wish it was a little bit more consistent, but you know, yeah. Yeah. Are those mounts good at all? This is the Celestron C-Gem. Like, I think that mount was kind of okay.
The clutches and just...
it was pretty heavy duty, but I you know, the one I had was used, and it kind of wasn't the greatest. I did end up getting a better mount, but I still have images that I shot with that rig. That rig would have shot the best image I have of that was the Rosette Nebula. That would be this image. Pretty nice. I really like the colors in here. The star shapes are really ugly. I guess they're not that bad, but you know, big diffraction spikes. That's from the aperture blades in the lens, right? So, yeah, that was, riches are in the niches. Yeah. The problem is I keep shifting from one niche to another niche. And then, so people that find my telescope content are not interested in bicycles or hang glider people, were most of my subscribers were from hang glider content. And then, yeah. So yeah, that was like my second kind of ever astrophotography rig. Then more hang gliding stuff. Then I did Pixinsight tutorials back in the day. This was 9 years ago. Then I kind of got out of that and I was doing more hang gliding. This was a prototype thing that we built and developed, and I flew it a bunch of times. That might be copyrighted music. I don't know. We had like a chair, and this was when I worked for the hang gliding manufacturer, and so I designed and built a bunch of these parts, and the idea was to have this seated contraption. It was pretty cool. It kind of was lame. This was kind of maybe ballsy. Flying it from up there. Especially because, yeah. It was kind of not that great. I mean, it was cool, but yeah, it was too big of a glider for me. So this thing, you just landed on the wheels. But it was kind of weird and disorienting. It was hard to fly it fast. It was hard to pull the bar in and get it to fly fast, hold it flying fast. Yeah. But that was the thing. That was 2017. Yeah. And then then I was flying hang gliding competitions. Here's this is hang gliding Fort Funston in San Francisco. Beautiful, this is right along the coast here. This is definitely like one of the like beautiful places to fly, So this is like a competition, like racing kind of rig. That was a fun day. It's pretty neat to fly right over these cliffs here. And the air there coming off the ocean is like super smooth air, silky smooth. A lot of cool people up there. San Francisco, it's cool vibes. It's definitely the place. Yeah, pretty cool. And then did flew hang gliding competitions, and this was we kind of did like some vlogs. This was in Arizona. I really like the flying out here. This was, let's see. That was a fun. That was a good time. So let's see, like what else? I did that for a while, and then I started doing Dave Build Stuff videos, because I always wanted to do and I probably should have started like a new channel, but I don't know. So it kind of just evolves. And so I build a lot of stuff, and I always liked some of my favorite channels are people that build stuff, and do projects. And that's what I really wanted, my channel to be. So, I built 3D printers, and I have a whole series on this bicycle that I built, which I still have and haven't ridden in a while. How I designed and built this bicycle using carbon fiber tubes and 3D printed parts. And then, then I got into building telescopes. So, here you guys are. So that's where you guys come back into the mix. Oh, and then now my latest thing in this video, totally bombed. So if you haven't watched this video, do me a favor and go watch this video, because this one has in 2 weeks has got 400 views, which is crazy because this was carbon fiber stuff, and usually carbon fiber does really great on YouTube, but this one, we built these paddles. So I got into kayak. Now I'm into kayaking, so that's a new thing. And so we built our own paddles using filament wound carbon fiber. And I really liked this video too. Like, this was a fun, a very challenging project. But it's a pretty fun video. I thought it was pretty fun. But only 400 people watched it. So, anyways, you know, it lives on YouTube. Maybe it'll find an audience sometime later. So that's kind of what we were working on. And that ended up being like most, especially carbon fiber composite projects, that ended up being way more time consuming and difficult than expected. And but I want to focus on telescope stuff. So I'm working on the telescope stuff now. Don't worry. So and there may be like an update video. It was a good video. Thank you, Dan. Thank you. So anyways, that's that's kind of a long sidetrack. And Mr. Cat is still comfy on my leg. Yeah, that's my cat. Anyways, we're on this. Are we done with this picture? I think I'm kind of done. Do I want to kind of tweak the colors more? The saturation, the contrast? I don't know if I wanted. It's kind of weird, like, cause on this monitor, like, I think I've got it looking good, and then I'll look at it on another monitor and I'll feel like it needs more contrast, or it's not quite as it needs more saturation. So I kind of, yeah, you don't want to overdo it, right? But yeah. Oh, cool, Splash, you're into VR. Interesting. I never liked VR. I tried it. I tried VR for flight simming. I did not like it. I thought it sucked. But now Valve's got a new headset coming out, and that sounds like it could be kind of a game changer. Yeah, I think we can get some more contrast. Yeah, definitely. It's hard because you don't want to crush it. You don't want to lose the faint details. I think I just need to really put some more time into the O3, because the H alpha signal, you know, really kind of dominates the yellows in here, you know. So I can't do anything about that right now. You need more pets? Yes. Yeah. Well, that's where I'm at. Let's this was like one of my previous attempts. And in this previous attempt, I got a lot more blue in there. I really like that sort of balance better, but I'm missing like a lot. So for some reason the HA is really crushed in there. So I don't know why, you know, that is, unless it's partially just this new, because we use this new multi-scale adaptive stretch tool, right, for stretching. So yeah. You're gonna start a YouTube channel soon. Cool, dude. Yeah, share it when you do. Share it in the Discord. We'll be glad to help promote it. You know. Yeah, greens and blues. So that's just yeah. That means you need just more of the O3 signal, which I guess is pretty clear, right? Like when you look at just the O3 channel, right? That's what I get. There's just not much there, right? So so I guess that's to be expected. You know, why it shows up more here, I don't know. But Razer Kio V2 streaming. Yeah, somebody was, I think the last stream that I did, somebody was specifically complaining about that camera it was Misadventures in Astro, I think. Good hardware that is like ruined by terrible software. So like Razer's products, their software is just awful. And like you can't get all the features of the camera without installing their garbage software that doesn't work. And so yeah, and it's like you know, it's like basically spyware. So something like that doesn't come from Razer. Yeah. Yeah, it was specifically that camera. But I'll do some more research. And I am gonna save this one out. Of course, that means I'm gonna have to stream more. And I've been, you know, I haven't been keeping up with that, so. Okay, so this is the first image of the year. Look at that, of the new year. 1-1-25. I keep saying, like, oh, I'll, you know, do like a regular schedule. That's what I need to do. And, so I, you know, I keep saying that, and, what VR headset did I use for Plane Flight Sim? It was the HP Reverb V2, I think, or something. I think it was the HP. At the time, it was considered to be sort of the best sort of mid-range bang for the buck, kind of best compromise of features VR headset. And I don't know, I just didn't like the whole experience, to be honest. I hated everything about it. And at least for flight simming, having a very large, high-resolution monitor like I have right now is way better than a VR headset. You grabbed an FJFJOPK 4K cam. Yeah, that sounds like a typical, like, cheap Chinese camera situation. Oh, Amazon search doesn't show anything. Maybe you typed it wrong, but yeah, kind of with you there, Dan. Oh, did I put 25 on there? See, I'm so used to typing 25. I did. We're on 26 now. Okay, the point of that was so we can compare. So this is the most recent. One of the best ways to compare images is to, like, have them go back and forth, so you can do like this. So this was like the first edit of this data, and that was the one I did yesterday with these bad gradients we tried to remove. And then now here's where we're at. So this one, this one's bad, so just ignore that one. Bad gradients, right? And we knew that. So that's kind of the before, and then this is kind of the after. So the HA signal is a lot stronger, so that's good. Yeah, that's an improvement. I'm much happier with that. I still think I definitely need to get more O3 data on this target. So I had a Razer keyboard. I still have it. I've been trying to sell it. Nobody wants to buy it. The keyboard itself is great. I mean, it's a super good quality keyboard. But their software is like, yeah, thumbs down. Like, I don't have to. And it's like an advanced gaming keyboard, so it has like special key switches that you can customize. But you have to install their garbage software that runs in the background and, like, uses a bunch of system resources and auto updates and makes things not work. So no, I'm not doing that anymore. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I think. That was what Razer, like, started with, was mice, right? So for peripherals, like keyboard and mice, like, And like I said, the keyboard is fine. The quality of the hardware is great. It's just that software. And I hate peripherals. You have to install custom software. Like to use a mouse, that's really ridiculous. You shouldn't have to install some software to use your keyboard or mouse, right? That should be already in the operating system. So, you have a MetaQuest 3? Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, I definitely won't purchase any products from a company like Meta. But, yeah, anyways, very pleased with the results of that. So, very cool. Oh, I want to save. No, I need to come back to this image. I need to shoot 03 with the 3nm filter, like just 03, and then revisit this image again. And you can see how weak the 03. There's a little bit of 03 here, and there's pretty strong in here and here, but when you compare that to the amount of signal in the sulfur. Very clearly see lots of signal in there. And then, of course, the hydrogen alpha. So that's what we'll plan on this one, is just get more data. That's all there is to it. We need clear skies. And we still have, this is a perfect early night target right now. First part of the night. It's up in the sky. Can shoot it for several hours, I think. So staying away from VR for gaming. Yeah, that was so I was, VR for flight simming, and like that's like flight simming or race, any sort of sim game like flight or race simming is where like VR is like ideal for, right? Yeah, it just didn't work nearly as good as nice high resolution monitors. That was older hardware. Maybe this new Valve headset is like totally worth it. I don't know. This is SHO palette. So sulfur, oxygen, and hydrogen. Interesting. Motion sickness when racing but not flying, yeah. Yeah, cool, Splashy, yeah. Right on. Yeah, have fun with that. Another one I need more oxygen on is the Bubble Nebula. This is my Bubble Nebula shot. I've not been pleased with this, but again, it's one where just the HA is just really dominates the O3 signal. And yeah, so just definitely need more blue in there and need more time, yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah, when you're flying, unless you're flying, doing proximity flying, like next to a cliff or a building, or then, yeah, the actual relative motion of the background is really slow, right? Versus racing, it's rushing by your face, right? I can see that. The biggest thing I didn't like, so at least with the HP Reverb headset that I had, was the resolution of the screens was just nowhere near. Like, it looked like I was looking at an LCD screen from like 2003 or some shit like that. Like, it was like super low resolution and pixelated. Even though they're high resolution screens, like they're like, I don't know if they were 4K screens or 2K, but like, because they're so close to your eye and you have these optics, you could it definitely looked pixelated. So I'm like, the fuck am I looking at a screen that looks so dated? And then like when you look at a 4K monitor, like, dude, like it's so sharp and clear. It's like, this is so much better. And yeah, so, but the problem is then you have to render this game at 4K times 2 for 2 screens, right? Which is crazy. So they're doing a lot of really advanced things in the newer headsets, like where they're like dynamically changing the resolution based on what your eyes are looking at, right? So it's not constantly, so stuff like that. So, you know, I don't know. Like I said, it was dated, and what's the mic I got? This is a super cheap thing. I can probably find it Amazon. I bought this mic a while ago. This is the Fifine. $53. This is the Fifine or Fifine streaming gaming USB microphone kit. Which is a pretty good mic. It sounds good. Sounds good enough. It's got the, you know, the pop filter. It's got RGB lights. It's $53. I'm pretty sure I paid less than that, but you know, I'm sure it got tariffed like everything else. But if you want to check it out, this is my Amazon affiliate link. So I get, you know, a small commission if you order stuff using my Amazon affiliate link. Yeah, 2K monitor is pretty good too. Yeah, depending on the resolution. I love this 4K monitor. This was like one of those purchases that was like, yeah, this was a good purchase, especially for this, for editing Astro photos. I mean, it kind of sucks because it's scaling the 4K down for the stream, you know, because you guys can't see quite as well. But like, especially for Pixinsight, where you tend to have all these little windows up and tools, and you can have Pixinsight can have like a bunch of windows. It's really helpful having this large high resolution display, and then high resolution display to be able to see these images. You know, is really helpful too. So, yeah, the monitor I'm using now, this is the Asus. I'm sure I got this from Amazon also. Which one is this? It's a PG3042Q. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. I initially bought this Samsung monitor that was... There was something really bad about it. I returned it. Where did I get this Asus? Yeah, I had a Samsung monitor. I can't remember what was bad about it, but there was something about it that was like... I had a Samsung, and it's a frequently returned items. Monitor, yes, monitor names are a jumbled mess. I had this monitor, and Amazon says it's a frequently returned item too. It's kind of funny. 43-inch Odyssey Neo G7. I can't remember why I returned it. There was something about it that was like, this thing is just stupid. So I must have ordered that Asus monitor from somewhere else. Must have been from Newegg. Yeah, weird, I don't. Google Mail search isn't. Asus PG 4042 UQ. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, it is on Amazon. I must have not. Yeah, this is the monitor I'm rocking right now. Oh, currently unavailable. That's a bummer. Hopefully you can get it from somewhere. Yeah, the Asus ROG Swift 41.5 inch. Yeah, PG42 UQ. So it's 41.5 inch 4K OLED gaming monitor. The OLED is so brilliant. It's like once you look at an OLED monitor, it's like, yeah. Your monitor's got bad backlight. Yeah, so that won't happen with an OLED monitor, right? Because individual pixels. So it does 138 hertz. Yeah, this monitor is really great. Yeah. You got a new PSU to install. That'll be fun. Yeah, you got a 5080. Cool, right on. Is it those ROG ones that got that laser of their logo pointing down? Oh, like projecting it onto the desk? This one doesn't, but I think I've seen that. Yeah, I think I've seen that. Yeah, anyways, you can't get this from Amazon now, but... Yeah, this was, kind of a pricey monitor, but been very pleased. You know, when you make a purchase like that and it works out and you're just like if this monitor died and I had to buy a new monitor, like, I would try to find the exact same one. And if I couldn't, I don't know what I would do. It would kind of suck. I don't know, maybe there's something better out there now. I don't know, I haven't shopped around in a while. But, yeah. In any case, I need to wrap this one up, guys, because I got to work tomorrow. Unfortunately. I only have today off. Had today off from work. Got to work tomorrow. But then we got the weekend. So. And got lots of crappy weather. It's gonna rain again. Thanks, Jorgensen. Yeah, it's pretty okay. I'm still not satisfied with it. I need more oxygen, I think. But it's definitely better than where I was with it. I mean, it's great. It's good. Yeah, it's, I'm kind of being my own worst critic kind of thing, yeah, it's a work in progress still. Even at 32 hours of exposure time, but still kind of considered a work in progress, right? So we'll see how it goes. Weather. We were talking about weather. Looking at Astrospheric. Yeah, definitely not this weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we got rain. Maybe next weekend. Yeah, towards the end of next week, yeah. Yeah, yep. We're gonna have a really beautiful green spring, so that's nice. I like that when it's really green. And PCH is opening through Big Sur this year. It's supposed to open in the end of March, when it's going to be super green up there. Yeah, tons of flowers. So, an April road trip. Yeah, Dan, the V2 Dew Shield is a press fit. Yeah. Desert flowers. Yep. Hey, what's up, Kenarjo? When you put two word names together, it's kind of like, where's the first name end and the second name begin? Yeah. Thanks for being here, brother. Appreciate you. Yeah, like I said, some people were asking about new, I got it here. I'm working on the 114, the DBS 114. And I've got new parts. This is kind of ready to go. Look, I can make use of my other camera. So this is kind of ready to go. So yeah, Dan was asking about the Dew Shield on here. And so yeah, just kind of depending on your print settings and what material you use, this may print tighter or looser. These are not on printables yet. The spider is different. These are not on printables yet. They will be when I get around to doing that. And there's a funnel on the back of here for a cooling fan, an anti-dew and a cooling fan. Yeah, printed spider. I've been using a printed spider on the bigger scope, Jeff, and that's been working great. So I incorporating that into the smaller scope design. If it works on the bigger scope, it'll definitely work on the smaller scope. So, and you know what's great about 3D printed spider is anybody can just print it, right? You don't have to have any special carbon fiber parts or anything like that, like I initially had on here. So I definitely like that. And this is, I really like this fit. This is a nice fit, the way I have this printed. So, yeah, that's, yeah, exactly. Which makes it more approachable and easier for others to build and source the components. Because all you have to do is, I am having a problem with focuser though. I'm gonna have to, long story short, my next project is I'm gonna have to design and build a focuser, which will be a good thing too, because then you can print a focuser, which is where I started on this. You guys may recall we did this helical thing. I spent so much time on that and then abandoned it because it didn't work. It didn't work good enough. It didn't work good enough for imaging. So I'm gonna build a focuser, but it's not gonna be like that. Yeah, it's not gonna be like that. It's gonna be a more traditional, maybe a gear-driven focuser, maybe a Crayford focuser. Circle back with a new approach. Yep. But it'll be a traditional style draw tube focuser. The main thing is we need something super low profile. And there are commercial super low profile focusers, but they're very expensive. And you know, I mean, they're like $300, $400, $500. I could go buy something like that for this, but that's really kind of not in the spirit of this telescope. The spirit of this is like something you can just build for not a lot of money, right? And so I want that to be approachable for others. Check the Meg, thank you for 10-month subscription. Welcome. Appreciate you. You joined me just as I was summing things up and getting ready to bounce out of here because I got to work tomorrow. Yeah, I've looked around a bit, but I think if I can come up with a 3D printable design that you can build for $50 or less, that'll be really good. Any commercial focuser is going to be like at least $100. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with that. So, yeah. Open focuser Mark IV. Yeah, I think that might be the one I'm thinking of, because yeah, there was I want to build something that's supported with linear rails. I think that's the one. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. So this. So, you guys can't see that. Yeah. Yes, thank you for reminding me of this, Dan. So yeah, he's supporting the draw tube linear rails, which is cool. And just a stepper motor on there. Yeah, you know, may just really adapt this design. So he's got a belt driving yeah, I may actually just adapt this. I need it really short though. Like 60 millimeter draw tube kind of max length. That looks like probably at least 100. Yeah. Oh. A Crayford focuser tends to slip. Can you tighten it? Most Crayford focusers have a knob where you can adjust the tension. That's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, see if you can tighten the tension on there. Chegg. There should be a screw on the bottom where you can adjust the tension. I had to adjust the tension on my Crayford focuser on the bigger telescope when I put the off-axis guider on there because it was kind of slipping a little bit with the additional weight. But it's a tricky balance because if you have too much tension, then it'll stick and bind when it tries to focus it. Maybe a little bit of tinkering, yeah. Yeah. I would think the focuser on that Carbon Star should be... Oh, aperture 6-inch Newton. Oh, okay, that's like a cheaper focuser, I think, right? So, it should be probably similar to what like I'm working with. I bet you can get it to work. Maybe, and if you're using a heavy, I may have a pretty light camera. I don't know. This won't slip. This thing here. Yeah, so I need to, Oh, it is already saved. It's already saved in one of my collections on here, so I definitely... Yeah, you know, I may just, yeah, I may just remix this, this design. Does he have step files? Probably not. Yeah, no, oh, he does. Oh, full CAD files. Okay. Oh, let's download that. We'll take a look at that real quick. Well, thanks to open source community, our friend Jaredez291, we may be much closer to a boy. Maybe I'll have to be sick from work tomorrow and stay home and work on this, right? Oh, okay. I don't know how heavy mine is. Okay. Oh, you're gonna have the mini cam soon, Chegg? Cool, yeah. Yeah, no. We got some important stuff going on, so yeah, it won't be. But yeah, cool. Thanks for the inspiration. We'll have that to look forward to. Yep. Cool. Okay. So, yeah, that's working. If you want to follow the progress and, you know, have early access to files for printing stuff, on these projects, join the Discord. I'm very available and active in the Discord every day, checking messages and chatting in there. So if I'm not able to stream, like I haven't been for like 6 months, but I'm always in the Discord. So feel free always, of course, hit me up in there. The link is pinned at the top on YouTube and on Twitch. Now it will show on Twitch. If you're not in the Discord, join the Discord. You'll find me there. Okay, I gotta get ready for bed. Thank you guys for being here. A fun and productive stream. Made progress on this image. I'm much happier with how this looks now. And, got some new experience. And got some inspiration for telescope projects. And Magistrix shows up. What's up, brother? Thanks for being here. Happy New Year to you, too. And good to see Jeffrey again, of course, and John Klobb and all you guys. And I will, yeah. This is 32 hours. So it's a lot of integration, but just not very good O3 signal in here. So I'm going to plan to go back and add to the O3. That's the plan. So I think we did talk about that, Misadventures, now that you mention it. Yeah. I had forgotten, but you mentioned that earlier. And we were talking about that a little bit earlier. Misadventures. Could never have too much O3. That's true. That's true. It's usually the weaker signal. It's harder to get, especially in the light pollution. Yep. Okay, boys and girls. Thank you for being here. I don't know when I'll be on next. Like I said, I'll at least keep thinking about trying to do like a regular schedule. Stay tuned, join the Discord. You guys are in there. I'll see you. I'll see you when I see you. Hopefully we'll get some live astrophotography streams next weekend. The weather will be better, I think. So, yep. You too, brother. Okay, Dave out.